Hej and welcome to Fun Swedish! Påsken är på väg. Easter is coming. And here are some weird things Swedish people do during Easter. Because Swedish people celebrate Easter in a very Swedish way. So let's get started. Number 1. Decoration. First of all, we have a verb for decorating during Easter. And that is påskpynta. Påsk means Easter and pynta is how we say to decorate, but only for holidays, when you decorate for a special holiday, such as Christmas or Easter. So how do Swedish people decorate their homes during Easter? A very common flower we have in Sweden during Easter is this one, påsklilja. And påsklilja, it fits the theme because it's yellow. Other yellow things that Swedish people like to have for their påsk is påskkycklingar, because they're also yellow. They're normally made of plastic or twigs, like in this picture. Another decoration we also like is when the like button is blue. It looks so much better. Just kidding. But don't forget to put a like on this video. Moving on. Maybe the weirdest looking thing Swedish people have as their Easter decoration is this thing called påskris. Easter rice? No, not exactly. Påskris is this thing I have here in the background. It looks like this. It is basically some twigs called ris that we put some fjädrar on. And it's always nicer when you have some färgglada fjädrar, which means colorful feathers. And following on the feather theme, we also have eggs. Sometimes we use real eggs for decoration. Like many countries, we like to paint them and decorate them. But in Sweden, we also like to hang them up on the påskris. It looks something like this. And since we're talking about decorating eggs, we also have the classic påskägg, the Easter eggs. But the Swedish Easter eggs are not like the classic Easter eggs in other countries. Because you can't eat them. They're not made of chocolate. They're made of cardboard. So that we can paint them. They can look something like this or like this one. So yeah, don't eat the cardboard. My påskägg has a beautiful painting on it. It is of old-time rural Sweden. And instead of farmers doing the farming, we have baby chickens. Basically, a normal day in old rural Sweden. So yeah, don't eat this one, the påskägg. But if we don't eat the påskägg, what do we eat? Let's talk about that. Number 2, the food. What do Swedish people eat during Easter? Well, of course, a lot of candy. Like we just said, we don't eat the påskägg, but we use this påskägg to fill it with godis, påskgodis. So it's very important, if you don't want to be disappointed, that you also buy the candy and not only the cardboard cover. Like it happened to one of our students once. Swedish people like to choose the candy and mix it. Like a good smörgåsbord. We like to mix a little bit of everything and decide the mix ourselves. But normally, what we put inside the påskägg is just lördagsgodis. But a little bit more chocolate and more Easter-related shapes. Let's look at my påskägg. Well, first of all, it's empty because I haven't filled it up yet with the candy I like. But I'm going to do this in front of you so you can experience the Swedish way of celebrating Easter. I'm going to start with the marzipan eggs I just bought. So I'm going to open it. And you can also hear, this is just a sound. I love to fill my påskägg. So now we have some marzipan eggs. That's a basic one for me, at least.
One eternity later.
And now it's already full because I have put in the candy I want to have. Mine looks like this. So let's see what we have inside. This black things is licorice. Swedish people like licorice a lot. Lakrits. So we need to have it, at least in my påskägg. Then we of course have some chocolate eggs, chokladägg, lite marzipan eggs, some bunny-shaped candy, more eggs, and also a dead egg. Yeah. So we have all this in mitt påskägg for Easter. Now I just need to wait to the right day when I can eat it. But enough about goodies. We don't only eat goodies at Påsk. So what else do we eat? Well, we have what we call the classic Swedish holiday starter pack. We eat basically the same things that we ate for Christmas, but with more eggs. Of course, not everyone's Easter table looks the same, but here are some of the classics. We have egg med caviar, some fish, same as always, some inlagd sill, pickled herring, some gravad lax, cured salmon. Then some people also eat pork, for example, påskskinka. And then, not so common, but some people also like to have köttbullar och prinskorvar, which we also eat for Christmas. And of course, potatis. This one has to be in every Swedish holiday meal, potatis. And what do we drink for Easter? Well, the answer is påskmust, which is the same thing as julmust, but with another label. And if you have never tried påskmust or julmust, then it's kind of like a Swedish Coke, but with more sugar and more spices. So now you know what to buy or what to expect if you are invited over for Påsk. But enough about food. It makes me hungry. Let's talk about something else. If you live in Sweden, then it's very important to know when things happen, since not every country does it the Swedish way. Easter starts for us on skärtorsdag. Skärtorsdag means light or bright Thursday. And I think that in English this is called Maudi Thursday or Holy Thursday, something like that. So what do Swedish people do on this day? They work, normally, if you work. Because skärtorsdag is not a red day in Sweden. However, a lot of Swedish people will take this day off or finish the work earlier just so they can travel or prepare a little bit before Easter. Skärtorsdag is also associated with witches. But we will go deeper into this in the end of this video. Then we have långfredag. We call it Long Friday, but it's basically what you know as Good Friday. It's the first red day during Easter. Most people don't work this day, but some people have to, since not everything closes on this day like it does in some other countries. Next day is påskafton. Påskafton means Easter evening, but you might know it more as Holy Saturday. On this day, some people already get together and start celebrating, especially for those who have big families and they can't meet everyone on the same day, while some others spend this day to just go and buy the last things they need for Easter. Maybe you forgot the gräddfil, which is some sort of sour cream that we eat together with a herring and that you always forget to buy. Then we have påskdagen. We call it the Easter day. This is the most important day of the celebration, like in most countries that celebrate Easter. This is the day that you normally meet the family and you start eating all the candy and all the food without feeling guilty. And the last day is annandag påsk, which can be translated in two different ways. The first way is second day of Easter. We already had påskdagen, the Easter day, and now we have second day of Easter, annandag påsk. Second translation, which is actually my favorite one, is that it means another day of Easter, because annan can actually mean second and another. I like to read it as not another day of Easter. I can't take it anymore. I can't eat more candy and I don't want to see more feathers. I'm tired. Not another day of Easter. Annandag påsk. That's how I like to see this word. So those were the days that we have during Easter. Let's go a little bit deeper into the Swedish Easter traditions. To understand the Swedish traditions, you need to understand how we like to mix. Just like the candy, we mix things. In this case, we mix Christian traditions together with folktro. Folktro is kind of like pagan beliefs or pagan rituals. So we mix this into the Christian traditions. We have, of course, some traditions that are similar to most Christian countries. We do egg hunting, some people go to church, but we also have this thing, which some Swedish people do during skärtorsdag. So what is this all about? To understand this, we need to go back in time. Back to Sweden in the 1600s. During this time, Sweden had a little bit of a dark phase, a witch hunting phase. And it was said that during Easter, especially during skärtorsdag, the devil invited the witches to a big party. They would go to somewhere called Blåkulla, the Blue Hill, where they would have a wild party and fly from there as well. And this is why you might see Swedish children dressed up like this during Easter, mostly in the suburbs and in the smaller towns. This is called påskkärring. Kärring is a very negative way to call an old woman. It can also be translated to witch in this case. So during these days, some children will dress up like old women or witches. When I was a child, I liked to dress up like a påskkärring with my friends. We started the day by painting påskkort, Easter cards. Then we went out, walking in the neighborhood, knocking on the neighbors' doors, and handed out our beautifully painted påskkort in exchange for påskgodis. It's a little bit like Halloween in the States, but instead of doing pranks as part of the trick and treat tradition, we just give out these postcards where it says Glad Påsk and expect candy in return. You can also dress up like an old man with a mustache for the 1600s or dress up like a chicken, whatever you like. That has the Easter theme. And then we have come to the last important thing about Swedish Easter, and that is how you say Happy Easter. In Swedish we say Glad Påsk. Så, glad påsk till allihopa. I hope you like this video, and please let us know in the comment section below if you celebrate any of these traditions, just like in Sweden, or if there's something you find completely weird. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and put a like if you haven't done it yet. Glad påsk!